Jacob Zeno, UAB starting quarterback, coming off a really nice year, and someone we got a chance to cover when he was recruited, committed to Baylor, played at Baylor, and now at UAB. He joins us on 365 Sports, and we do appreciate the UAB Media Relations Department for allowing us to have time to talk with Jacob. Jacob, thanks for your time. Really do appreciate your time. How much fun has your journey been since walking on the UAB campus and finding a new chapter in your career?
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun, especially with Coach Dilfer. You know, I always say that he's one of my best head coaches I've ever played for, just because, you know, he's a true player's coach. And just with him winning the Super Bowl, playing in the NFL for all those years, you know, I'm really like a sponge with him. I'm constantly learning, not only from Dilfer, but Coach Mort that we had at Bama. And, you know, he has been with Tua, Jalen Hurts, all those great quarterbacks that Bama has had. And with Nick Coleman, our quarterback coach that was at South Carolina, it's like a three-headed monster. So I'm like a sponge with those guys. So I'm loving it here.
Yeah, and early on in your career, you had a lot of different head coaches and coordinators or whatever, and so that also helped. How much, since he played the position, can he see what you have been seeing that maybe at times was confusing or you weren't quite sure and relate to you, because even he's been through that?
Exactly. That's another good thing, too. He's played a position. You know, it's not like he's just a coach coaching. He's played in my position. He's played at the highest level. And so, you know, there's times where, you know, we're completely honest with each other. So there's times where he's like, man, you didn't see nothing right there, right? Or, man, you're seeing the game great right now. And I can, you know, just be real with him and know that he can relate with me because, you know, we've both been there at times. You know, he tells me that there's games where he's went out there and hasn't seen anything. And there's games that he'll go out there and see everything great. So just having that balance where I could just talk to him and keep it real with him is, you know, is something that a lot of quarterbacks don't have with their coaches or with their head coach.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a little kitten and 10 being a great white shark, how intense is Trent Dilfer as a head coach, especially during a game?
I mean, like a 5, I would say, maybe like halfway. He's not – sorry, I got the siren in the background.
That's okay.
He's not really that intense. He's really laid back on game days because we put all the work in. Now it's just going out and just having fun and playing the game. You know, he always tells us during the game week that we grind during the week. And when it comes to Friday and Saturday, you know, we're relaxed. We put all the work in. We prepared. And so now I just go out and have fun and do what we do.
Jacob, last year, your most significant playing time of your college career, you had the 3 years in Waco, and you were, you know, sitting behind on the depth chart and kind of biding your time and hoping to earn an opportunity. You get to UAB and play a good little bit there in 2022. But last year, like you were the man, right? What did that just feel like as a competitor, as somebody who loves the game of football, just to have the opportunity and to be able to go out there each week and show what you could do?
It felt good. You know, all the work from all those years, finally, you know, being shown, it felt good because I know I could do it all along. I just needed a platform, needed opportunity. So just seeing what I've been working for all those years, you know, come to light, it was a really good feeling.
How much was your faith and your confidence tested? Were there some days when you were maybe down a little bit more than others?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, my faith was tested a lot. You know, especially when you know you're better than some guys that are playing and you know that what you have and you just wanted to have the opportunity to show it. You know, there was times where I thought about quitting. There was times where I just thought about, like, why am I doing this? But then, you know, I just put my faith in God and just realized that it was going to work out one way or another. So I just kept working every day, knowing that I was going to get an opportunity. And it came, what was that, 4 or 5 years later.
Did the testing of your faith actually, in the end, because of what you went through, does it actually make it even stronger?
It was already strong to begin with. So, I mean, I could say that, but my faith was strong in the beginning with Kyrie. I knew that God had a plan for me, and if I just kept my head down and kept working, that it was gonna show.
Jacob Zeno, UAB quarterback, with us on 365 Sports.
Jacob, what do people not know about UAB this year? You guys have been steadily growing and getting better, but what are they sleeping on about you guys?
We're gonna be explosive. We were explosive last year, but we're really going to be explosive this year. We added pieces in the portal on defense, on offense, addressed some stuff that we had with the O-line. And so, with all those guys coming together, I mean, we got weapons everywhere, especially on offense. And so I always say, like I was saying in the interview today after practice, man, my job's easy. All I got to do is get the ball to the playmakers. And if I do that, then, everything's going to be good. So, I mean, with our running backs, with our receivers, like I said, with our line, with our defense, it's going to be fun. It's really going to be fun. So I can't wait for the season to start.
How would you describe your knowledge and, well, obviously with more experience, but your knowledge of playing the position and kind of talking about what Trent Dilfer said and what you've said, but your knowledge of playing the position and how you watch film and also in the moment on the field playing against an opponent, how would you describe the difference?
Can you repeat that again? Yeah, kind of broke out a little bit.
I'm sorry. How would you describe the difference in what you see on film and what you see now when you're in a moment against an opponent in a game? How much difference is that compared to maybe even when you were playing as a freshman at Baylor?
A lot different. It's even slowed down even more now. Last year I was seeing stuff pretty good, and especially in the off season, just going back and watching film from last year and seeing guys that were wide open that I missed, and just going out and practice in the spring and just seeing how much the game has slowed down. It's almost like every time I touch the field, the game slows down even more. And I feel like that's just with reps. And so now I feel like I'm finally at the level where it's matching what I'm seeing on film, if that makes sense.
Jacob, Birmingham is known as a college football epicenter. I mean, that's the media, just the fanaticism of college football fans down there. UAB obviously brought back their program because people loved UAB and football so much. You guys debuted some new uniforms. Can you just kind of speak to the excitement that's built up for this year, but also just what you've observed being down there in Birmingham about the love of college football?
Yeah, man, Birmingham's a great city. The scenery, the campus, the food here is great. And, of course, we have Alabama right down the road and Auburn right down the road and, of course, UAB here. So, yeah, the fans go crazy for football. When it starts, even around now and in the fall, that's all people talk about is football, football, football. And so to be here in a city that loves the game so much is really good. Because we know that we have the support from all of our fans.
Jacob, you've always been a guy who's got a very strong arm, a cannon. How has it been developing between just probably the instinct of I can throw this thing anywhere I want to kind of taming that superpower, so to speak, and becoming a more complete passer?
Right. I've always had a big cannon, but I've always prided myself on accuracy. That's the biggest thing, because if I'm accurate and if I can put the ball anywhere I want it, then that means we're scoring touchdowns. That means we're moving drives, and that means I'm an efficient passer. So I really just pride myself on accuracy, and it showed last year with my completion percentage. So if I just continue to keep doing that, then I'll be good.
74% of your passes, a 20-touchdown season, and 3,100 yards. After not throwing many passes for 3 years, even though there were some big moments, including the Big 12 championship game, did your arm fall off last year throwing the ball 279 or 379 times?
No, it didn't. It felt good, especially with Coach Dilfer. He always says that he wants to pass the ball a lot. and he really gave me the keys. You know, on some of those throws, there were RPOs, advantage throws. So I would say half of those throws weren't even designed passing plays.
Right.
And just to have that freedom and just to have that trust, that knowing that I have full keys, I have the full car, so I could do whatever I want with the offense in a way. You know, it's special, and that how would I say, that speaks on the bond that me and him have.
You obviously did have some memories at Baylor. Was the Big 12 championship game when you came off the bench because of the injury? Was that your favorite, like, part of that time in Waco?
It was, but since I've been thinking about my time at Baylor and just thinking about, you know, the league and stuff like that, I think I was sitting around talking with my roommate, and I feel like some of my best times, because even I was talking with Yusuf here, and even some of my best times is just being on scout team and going against the defense. So I sat back and looked, and as a freshman, I was going against the NFL defense.
Yeah.
Just with Jalen Petrie, with Terrell Bernard, with James Lynch, with all those guys that are in the league right now. We were out there on scout team just ripping them, you know, just having fun ripping them. And just to think back on that, I'm like, man, all those reps has been preparing me for, like, what I'm going through right now and preparing me for, like, the next level. And so I would say those would probably be my best memories as well.
What a career you had at John Jay High School in San Antonio. So tell me about the text messages, group text, and also the conversations that are sometimes just kind of cracking jokes and understanding, sometimes deep and spiritual, between your father, Curry, and Lonnie Coleman, the pastor.
Oh, yeah. We got a little group chat going on, really just with sports, you know, that, you know, we're always talking about the new topic with sports or what's going on in social media. But it's really cool to have that relationship, not only with my dad, but with my pastor.
Jacob, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun and that your mind is clear and you kind of love what you're doing and love the coaching staff and love what you could do for UAB as a chapter in your life that I'm glad it happened for you. We do appreciate your time. Go have a great season, okay?
Oh, yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Jacob Zeno, UAB, the Blazers quarterback with us. The touchdowns, he threw a couple of those in the Big 12.